day very well. I was in Year 9, I was 15 years old, and very excited to be going to World Youth Day, which was going to be held in my hometown in Sydney in the year 2008. It was a great opportunity for me to learn more about my faith, to understand it more, and to share it with hundreds of thousands of other Catholics like me. It was on this particular night of the World Youth Day week experience. It was Wednesday night, and I was running through the streets of Sydney, following my older brother Jared. We were on our way to hear Christopher West, who's a leading author, teacher and speaker on St. John Paul the Great's Theology of the Body. He was going to give a talk that night, and there were thousands of people that were trying to get into this particular talk, and my youth group was already in there, so my older brother and I were able to sneak in. And when Christopher West started speaking that night, he spoke a lot of peace and understanding into my life, into my heart. I was a young man with a lot of questions and confusions about the purpose of sexual desire and the gift of sexuality and marriage as a whole. I remember at the end of that presentation crying uncontrollably, not being able to explain or understand what was happening to me. But now, 10 years later, I'm able to look back on that night and realise that God touched me in a very powerful and personal way. I knew that night that the beauty of the gift of sexuality had pierced my heart. I wasn't able to explain it or contain it. I was just overflowing with joy and a freedom. As a young man, I had a lot of confusion about my sexual desires and the gift of my sexuality in general. And that night, I really encountered Jesus through the message of the theology of the body. I encountered His love, His mercy, and I walked away that night having experienced Jesus' love in a way that I had never ever experienced before until that night.